All right, good morning, guys. Today is Wednesday, May 7th. There was just an entry right now for the EMA entry here. It happened so quickly. Yeah. Um, Give me one moment here. But that was a nice entry here that just hit TP. One moment. I forget this. Ah, man, my account's ticking out. Give me a second, guys. Uh, oh, that trade did hit TP. Never mind. Oh, yeah, my trade did hit TP. I thought I didn't take it. So this trade, yeah, it just happened so quickly. Yeah, so this trade that I took for the EMAs hit TP. Um, I hope I did not. Okay, perfect. Um, so that trade was based off of the hourly EMA rejection. So if we go here on the hourly time frame, we'll see that price came and retested the hourly EMA. So yeah, I'm sorry, that trade happened so fast, and I wasn't even able to be on the live session on time. So let's see what other entry we get here. We also did have a 30-minute. So for this 30 minutes, let me turn off the markups here. Don't need this. This. Mm, Okay. So let's see what other entry may show up here. So yesterday, unfortunately, we had two losses on the live session. Today, I have one win. This happened so fast before I was able to get on the live session. So this was the EMA rejection scalp. So I entered it at this candle right here at 41,013. So it was based 41,013. It happened pretty low. So somewhere. Okay. I just need a screen grab for my journal. But you can see right now price is ideally below majority of the EMAs. So US 30 is probably bound to sink or to keep sinking. But remember today, later on in the afternoon, we do have FOMC release, and this is the FOMC release that has um, the conference. So this is the heavy FOMC release. So, and it also lines up with my afternoon trading session. So I'll definitely be trading that one as well. But anyway, let's see whether we can get any other entries. So currently we do not have any SAR levels that have been printed. Um, we also do not have all the EMAs here have been retested. So the entry I took was based off of an hourly retest, which also lined up with the 15-minute retest above here of the 200. Actually, I think it was of the 9 EMA, but let's see. If we do close above this, so currently based off of where price is at, if this 15-minute candle in the next 4 minutes um, closes above this EMAs, that would be a buy opportunity. However, you can see we are just in a supply zone, right? So we're in a red zone. So this is pretty much what happened yesterday. Oh, also, sorry. On the live session, we took one loss yesterday, and then I took another loss at the end of the day. So yesterday actually was down about 4,500, but this morning without one trade, I made about 1,500, which had some slippage. But yeah, so if price closes above any of these EMAs here, it wouldn't be a buy because we are in a supply zone. So this EMA rejection scalp, so pretty much same as the SCR rejection scalp. When you get an EMA that's above price, most likely you'll be looking to sell. If you get an EMA that's below price, most likely you'll be looking to buy, right? Because the rejection scalp or the SCR strategy is typically a counter trend strategy, and you're just looking to go for like a few points. Like I'm missing something. Oh, no, actually, never mind. Mm, And this is ideal. This is also where price was yesterday. So honestly, other than that EMA trade that I took, I don't see anything because this is literally where we were yesterday during the live session. So if you guys remember where we had, and remember when I was drawing this structure, I was drawing the accumulation. This happened, I think, during the live session yesterday, is it? Yeah. So this break to the downside right here, and then back into the consolidation area. So FOMC might push price back to the upside later on today. But we are ideally back into the range because yesterday, if you guys remember, we had this 4-hour bearish low order block, and also we had the hourly bullish order block. So this is literally where price was at yesterday. There is a sell entry on gold, however, and this is based on, let's see. Yeah, so there's a sell entry on gold for SAR. It hasn't been triggered. It's about to be triggered. I wouldn't take this trade because you can see here we have a hourly bullish order block, right? So for the S, and this is for just our regular SAR levels rejection, right? Because for this particular trade, you need like a $30 stop loss, which is almost at the all-time high. So you need a $30 stop loss and a $30 TP. If we did not have this order block here, I would take this sell. But and again, I'm focusing on the rejection scalps. But the only red flag for this trade is that we have a counter order block relative to our entry. So looking to sell here, but we have this hourly bullish high. So what might happen here is the issue with taking such a trade is that price can break above, retest the order block, and then go straight to your stop loss. So at the very least, you don't want any order block that's counter to any direction that you're trading. Nothing on the 4-hour, there's a sell as well, but again, we have that hourly bullish order block. On the daily time frame, there is nothing there. So yeah, so here for the EMAs, uh, EMAs. So there's a buy for the EMA2 and EMA1. However, again, actually that supply zone has been taken out because of this heavy buying pressure. But even for me to buy, I would need a green zone here. So we don't have any demand zone within, because we did say that the check mark at the end of the EMAs means that the EMA has been retested at that specific time frame. And the X at the end of the EMA means the EMA has not been tested. So ideally, we would be looking to take the EMAs that haven't been retested. But you still need to make sure that when you're buying, you're in a demand zone. When you're selling, you're in a supply zone, which unfortunately here we do not have that. Oh, wait. We also, in addition to the SAR rejection scalp, in addition to the SAR and EMA, we do have order block rejection scalp. I keep forgetting about it. So it's not as, based off of what I have, it's not as profitable as the SAR and the EMA, but the idea is if price gets to an order block, you pretty much do the 10-point manipulation past the order block level, and then you look for that entry on the 5-second. So, but again, you always have to make sure that you're in a supply zone. So I do see an order block up here. So let's see what this order block is. So it's a 15-minute bearish high. So what I will do, I will create an alert, 10 points against this. So which is 106.4. So somewhere there, I'll create an alert here. We do have a supply zone up there, so that's fine. So the idea is that um, if price gets here, we look for a sell entry back to the downside. There is also this hourly bullish order block here. However, the way I trade this order blocks is that the order block has to have not been retested by the time I'm starting to trade. So I can see we are tapping into this hourly bullish low order block. However, you can see before market open, we already tapped into that bullish order block. So I wouldn't be looking to double dip into it. Because right here, would be looking for like that entry on the 5 second. But we already retested that during market open. So during the market open candle, it went through this hourly bullish order block. So I wouldn't be double dipping into it. I'll need this. All right. So as with yesterday, we'll just wait and see if we get something. And here for this particular one, you can see if we had taken that moved back to the upside, this trade would have automatically gone to stop loss. Like if we had double dipped into that order block. Let's see. We are nothing.
Bro, so I wanted to tell you something. With scalping, yeah, I was doing some back testing, and from what I see, for like the 4 hour and 1 hour zones, um, when you were talking about you should only buy in the 4 hour or 1 hour bullish zone and then sell in the 4 hour and 1 hour bearish zone. Problem is,
Mm-hmm.
the problem is, you know, um, yeah, this is another thing I was seeing, because some other guy was talking about it. Even if you're in a 4 hour, let's just say we're in a 4 hour and 1 hour bullish zone, right? Now, let's say price goes down. Um, Even though price is going down into a bullish zone, if price is, let's say, if it's oversold, you know,
Mm-hmm.
what I'm trying to say? Yeah, if it's oversold, um, then yeah, you can't really, even though we're in a bullish zone, you, even though we're scalping, you're you're more likely to lose that trade, if you know what I'm trying to say.
Wait, I don't get you.
Yeah, so basically, let's say let's say we're in a um so let's say we're in a 4 hour or 1 hour bullish zone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so now so let's say price comes down into that zone. Um even though price has come into the zone, the problem is it may be oversold, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so what I mean is, how can I say, uh, because from what I've seen in that video, the guy was talking about certain lines he looks at. It's not support, I don't think it's support or resistance, but he's saying um there's a there's a there's like a zone within the 4 hour zones and 1 hour zones, if you know what I'm trying to say. You know when you say sometimes where there's a supply zone in a supply zone or demands,
Mm-hmm.
you know what yeah. So I think that's what he's trying to say. And even though price looks like um it may become let's say for example, yeah, this is what I'm trying to say. So let's say we're in a 4 hour, 1 hour bullish zone, right? And you might be looking for a scalp, which is a sell. You know, like sometimes even though we're in a 4 hour, 1 hour bullish or bearish zone, it could be little scalp trades you can take right in the opposite direction. So
Mm-hmm.
what he's trying to say is price may be overbought or oversold. So don't take that trade in the opposite direction. You see?
I mean, I don't
Yeah,
for well, I would say like what's his win rate, right? Because you can
yeah.
have A plus setups lose, C plus, sometimes C plus setups win. So I would say, for me, if you ask me for my SCR rejection scalp, like I can show you my journal, I have a 70% win rate. So out of 10 trades, I win about 6 to 7 trades. So I see what you mean, but I don't know, just saying don't take it here, right?
Mm,
I don't know the guy's win rate. I don't know the guy's strategy. For me, it's like I have my own strategy. I have my win rate. So I'm comfortable knowing that
mm.
out of 10 trades, I'm okay winning seven and losing three. Like for me, that's what matters to me. So I see what you mean, but until maybe I see
Yeah.
the whatever the guy is talking about in the video, like
So
maybe he
yeah,
has his own reason for that.
yeah. What he's trying to say, for example, an example would be, like last Friday the Friday that just went, like, you know. So if we look at, like gold, where he went to three, what was it, 322 something, isn't it? Like at six of uh the low on Friday that just went, it was what was it? Let me just quickly check. This is what he's trying to
Yeah,
say.
like
Because
when gold sank. Uh-huh.
yeah, so what he's trying to say is, if we look at the high time frames right now, gold is bearish, right? Like on the 4H and the 1 hour, it's bearish. But even then, it still went up. Now, I know, like many times we know that on Fridays the trend, there's a different trend, like it might trend in the opposite direction for that day.
Mm-hmm.
And there's many things that can happen. What I also realized, what he's trying to say, gold, even though it was bearish on the 4 hour and the 1 hour, there was a 4 hour support. So it went to once again, gold went to, so the low was 322, 322.3, the low around, and then around yeah, then it became bullish all the way into the end of Friday, basically. So what he's trying to say is, even though price is bullish or bearish, sorry, on the 4 hour or 1 hour, there could still be it could become oversold. So in this case, it was oversold, and the price went in the opposite direction.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I mean
I
that's
know.
yeah, overbought and oversold condition. I mean that's normal in trading. What's that? I think RSI is the one that shows overbought and oversold. Like if it's under 30, I don't know. I've never used RSI, but I know that it's 30 and 70. So if your
Oh,
RSI
that's
is
what.
under 30, it's kind of like oversold conditions. If it's over 70, it's overbought. But that's in an ideal market. I mean, yeah, gold has been ideal over the last 2 weeks, but gold has not been ideal over the last 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. So yeah, overbought and I mean, well, pretty much every strategy. But yeah,
Yeah,
like if you look at gold's price action, the last week, whatnot, this is ideal. This is ideal right here for gold. Spikes, correction, consolidation, etc. But whatever
yeah,
has been happening right here, this right here is not ideal for gold over well, this is right here. This is ideal for gold only in a span of months, but not in a span of uh and by months I mean like actually in a span of years probably or like
Mm,
6 months whatnot, but not in a span of January through like April. Like gold historically has not been pushing up heavily like this.
mm.
So
So
what you're saying only makes sense in an ideal market. And ideally for any condition, for any strategy out there, most of the times it's only ideal in an ideal market.
yeah, because what I've seen every single time, even though we may be in these zones, price like when you were saying about the supply zones and the supply zone demand in the demand zone, it looks like all this is obviously we know obviously gold is never gonna up like this. Even then it goes it's just constantly how can I say all these 4 hour support, 1 hour support, even these zones and the bearish highs and lows, all this you have to look at every single one of these because they all
I
go
mean, not
hand in
really.
hand.
I mean, I know what you're talking about, like supply within me. For me, what I care about nowadays in trading is what is your win rate. That is it. Like I don't care
Mm,
about all of the others. I used to trade supply zones within supply zones. I do not trade them anymore. Even the SCR rejection level strategy that was profitable for me last year was the most profitable. Actually, was the second most profitable. I don't trade like I've changed up like from this month going forward. I'm only trading the rejection scalp because the rejection scalp based off of the journaling that I've done, it gives me 30,000 a month just on one
mm,
strategy. If I now bring the EMA rejection scalp, that's another 20 to 30,000 a month. So what the SAR rejection scalp was giving me in a matter of a year, what the SAR rejection levels and trendline SAR rejection levels were giving me in a matter of a year, just with the rejection scalp alone, I'm able to make that in 2 months. So yeah, I've traded. I mean, I've traded everything, but for me, I always tell people like find what works for you. Like for me, I don't have any other. I don't need to put any more effort in something that makes me 5,000 a month. If I have
mm,
another strategy that gives me 20,000, 20 to 30,000 a month, like for me, I want to optimize that which gives me that. And if I can pull up my journal, show all the win rates, whatever. Like the rejection scalp has probably the highest win rate I've ever had on any strategy. So for me, what matters in trading, like I don't care what price does. I know I'm going to lose, etc. So for me, it's like how do I maximize my entry for whatever strategy I do find that is profitable for my own end.
mm.
So
Yeah, even
everything else is, everything else, I would say everything else is a smoke screen. Like, I don't know who I was talking to here. Maybe it's Audrey, but I told him like you can literally trade using a coin flip. Like when the market, and I was actually gonna try that for free. Like, I'm sorry, just for fun. It's like when the market opens, just tell ChatGPT to run a coin flip, and then you take whether it's the buy or the sell. Like you can literally do that and have like a 80% win rate. So for me in trading, it's all about what is your win rate, what is your risk to reward. If that makes sense for you, then that is it.
I was looking at what's it Chat GPT and the other one was I think it was DeepSeek or something. You've heard of that, DeepSeek.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so you can literally tell, but obviously the accuracy is not always going to be good. So you have to obviously say it in like you probably have to keep
I
advancing it.
mean, how do you know the accuracy is not going to be good?
So obviously, you know how you can do the testing, on the Pioneer data and stuff, you can see, sorry, strategy tester, you can see the performance. So obviously, you'd have to test it over a month or whatever, over a period of time. That's why it clearly even says it in there. The AI
Wait,
literally says it.
are you talking about like a coin flip?
No, 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 no. I'm just talking about in general. But about the coin flip,
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure. I haven't done. But I'll see that. But
I
in
mean,
general,
it's not a strategy, but yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, so that's not really strategy, but I'll see that as well. But the one I'm talking about is more of like an actual strategy in the sense that how profitable it can be. It depends. I think certain bots. If you try and code, from what I've seen, there are some with the ones that take very few trades, but they take big trades. They can. be very profitable as an as a on the side. Obviously, you're not going to use it as your main thing. Yeah. But if it's something that's constantly scalping, you need a lot more programming, a lot more to make sure that it works out. So
Yeah,
you can
yeah. I
do
mean, yeah, if it's scalping, you definitely need, because you probably get
yeah,
more trades, but yeah.
yeah, the conflict thing, that's something what you would say. Uh, so in the AI, we should um can you execute a trade when the market opens, basically every day
Yeah. I mean,
of every session?
it's possible.
Yeah, I don't know how profitable it's gonna be.
I mean, you
Probably
have to put
just
in you have to backtest and forward test. Like I
yeah, yeah.
literally, like, for all these strategies, and you can ask Audrey for all these like SAR strategy. When I was coding this, I spent 10 hours back to back, because 10 hours back to back in front of my computer coding this indicator. And one reason for that is because I had also forward tested the month of March and April, and I got statistics for it that, just by taking the SAR strategy itself, and I think I mean, I still have this up here, but you literally have to sacrifice and
Yeah,
backtest, right? So this is one reason right here that I have all of that, because in the month of March, I backtested this, and I backtested using multiple, R's, whether it's 1:2, 1:1. But, having, for me, like right now, I trade using a 1:5 R, but I trail my stop loss at a 1:1. But,
yeah.
on average, even just by going for a 1:1, you can see, just in the month of April alone, just the wins were 15. And, I had two more wins here, like 16. So I had 16 was a winner, 17 and 18. So 18 times two, that's 36,000. I had like or I think four losses, or maybe five. So 36,000 minus 10,000, 26,000. So in April was a 26,000 month alone, just by using the SAR rejection scalp. So you have to go ahead and you have to, if you have the ability to backtest, sure, you backtest. But if definitely should forward test, and then record all those results. And then from there,
Mm,
like, that's why for me in the month of May, now I'm only trading the SCR rejection scalp and the EMA rejection scalp, because I know the SCR rejection scalp here in the month of April gave me about $26,000. In the month of March gave me about, I think in the month of March it gave me like $15,000. So, and the EMA rejection scalp, almost same thing, but the trigger is the EMA, not the SAR. And the EMA rejection scalp also has similar win rate. With this. So ideally, I would be doubling my money with little to no effort. So, like, what I'll say, yeah, you definitely have to do a lot of forward testing. You have to journal, and then you have to commit to just whether it's coding or back testing or whatnot.
yeah. This is the EMA, yeah, EMA rejections or SAR rejections. Which one do you think? Okay, well, obviously that all depends on
The essence the essence The essence of the SCR and EMA, or the essence of any of these two strategies, is when price gets to an SCR or when price gets to an EMA, it's, more times than not, it is bound to react. So my more times than not is that 7 out of 10 times it's going to reject from that area. That is it. Like, literally, that is the strategy right there. And your work is just to scalp that rejection. So
the thing.
will sometimes when price gets to an EMA, it will keep going? Yes, like what is happening now. That will happen. But in my journaling, it happens like 3 out of 10 times.
Uh, like based off of let's just say, for example, the one of these strategies, whichever one, SAR or the EMA rejections. Like, would you look at? I know you can clearly see on the chart you've got 4 hour bearish low, bullish high, for example. Would you look at that And then would you look at the zones? Would you look at all of these things, for example, or what you care about that? Would you just look at because we're on a small time frame, because we're scalping, it doesn't really matter. You see what I'm trying to say?
So same thing with the SAR levels rejection. If you're buying, but then you have a bearish order block that is between your take profit and stop loss, don't take that trade.
Uh, I see you're using, you know, the EMA rejection scalp. Would you use the SARs or no? You're just looking at
No,
the
no, no.
EMA.
It's two separate ones. That's why I have the EMA on the right and SAR on my left. Like it's two separate
Uh,
strategies.
so the
So
EMA one just requires the EMA, the yeah, use it actually.
yeah.
Um, yeah, so the EMA one just requires the EMA, the what's this called? Bullish high and bullish low. Uh, what's
No, no,
that
no.
called?
Bullish high, bullish low, that's an order block. So there's also the order block rejection scalp,
Uh,
which is the same thing. It's the same thing. Yeah, like this. So rejection scalp has three entries. You can either enter on a rejection of an SAR, on a rejection of an EMA, or on a rejection of an order block.
order
So
block, yeah.
same thing here. Like, look at what happened. Then this is how I developed these strategies. Look at what happened when price hit the hourly bullish low. It rejected from it. That is literally how I develop my strategies. I look at where price, why is price, wait. I ask myself, why is price doing what it's doing? Um, Never mind, I thought there was an entry. Why is price doing what it's doing? And then I just develop a strategy from there. So here, hourly bullish low. So there are people who take an entry based off of that, just a rejection of the order block, just like that. But for me, my rejection, in order for me to enter a rejection, price has to go past the SAR, the EMA or the order block by 10 points before it rejects. That is it. If price, you see, like right now, price came to the order block and rejected directly from it. So I wouldn't take that trade because upon my back testing, I've found that it's better to wait for price to manipulate past that SAR, order block or rejection or whatnot by 10 points, and then you enter upon when price is going back in the direction you want to trade.
I see what you're trying to say. But the thing is this year, so let's just say, how can I say? Oh, so basically, when you're buying, you would look at, so you know for example here, the hourly bullish low is a bullish order block.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So on the EMA rejection scale, bullish low, the hourly bullish low or hourly bullish high, or the hourly bearish high would be the bearish order block or bullish. So you look
No, no, no,
basically,
no. Wait, do you
so
say a bullish order block can be a bearish one?
no. So you know the hourly bullish low is an order block, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the hourly bearish high is the bearish order block.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what I mean is this. So for example, if we're buying like right now, like if you look at the hourly bullish low, um, and on the SAR one, what would you look for example? Would it be this?
You're looking for the SAR. So see,
That's it.
that's it. So you're looking for price to get to the SAR. So it's like it's
Mm,
literally the same. The entries are literally the same. So you're either looking for price to reject from an SAR that has not been tested before, you're looking for price to reject at an EMA that has not been tested before, you're looking for
mm,
price to reject at an order block that hasn't been tested before. So for example, what just happened here at this hourly bullish low, you can see it didn't meet the 10 point whatever. But if
yeah,
it had met the 10 points whatever before rejecting back up, then I would go to the 5 second time frame, and then my entry would be somewhere here at that crossover. But
oh
that is
yeah.
it. Yeah, so like literally they're the same. I call them sister strategies. It's literally the same. The confluences are the same, but it's either a rejection of an EMA, a rejection of an SAR, and a rejection of an order block. Just that.
Yeah. So you know the once it rejects, so when it rejects, which time frame should it reject on? Can it be any, or it has to be on like a 30
No,
minute or
I mean
15 minute?
it's already labeled for you, so you can see hourly 30 minutes, so it's already labeled for you. So the
Oh,
SAR is labeled whether it's daily, hourly. EMAs, it's labeled whether it's hourly EMA. Order blocks are labeled. Is it hourly bullish, 4 hour bearish? So that work is already done for you.
mm. And you know the like when you go down to the 5 second, why does it have to be on the 5 second, for example? Just why
It
can that
doesn't have
not
to
be
be
like
on the five. It doesn't have to be on the five. It's just how for me I like entering it
mm,
because for me I like to wait for a change in structure and I look for the change in structure on the 5 second. You don't have to
yeah,
like you can literally I mean there are people who literally set their pending order at 10 points, which right
yeah,
at 10 points at that 10 point away, which in a good amount of times I think I was doing this back testing with one of my friends, like they had the same win rate as me. The only issue with setting a pending order is that price can keep sinking down and you get stopped out. For me, I wait for a change of structure. So it doesn't mean that my way is better. It just depends on there are people who don't have the trading view package that allows for the 5 second time frame. It doesn't mean that the
wait,
5 second is better, but for me, my work is to tell you all you need to do is wait for 10 points past that. If you want to enter at the 10 points, go ahead and do it. If you want to enter on the 5 second, wait for a change of structure in the 5 second, like I do, same thing. Like I did a back test with one of my friends who trades this as well. He literally had the same win rate as me. Um, but for me, I will always wait for a confluence. I do not enter just by impulse. I'm not saying entering at the 10 point is an impulse trade, but for me, I always wait for a confirmation
mm.
on the rejection scalps.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Mm, see, uh, gold, yeah, gold. What you were saying about these with
I
the
don't I
rejection.
really don't
Yeah, yeah,
trade I
yeah,
don't trade
gold.
gold as much
Yeah,
anymore.
gold.
But it's the same thing. It's literally the same thing, whether it's
No,
gold, whether it's US 30.
yeah, what I'm saying is gold, Bitcoin. No, that's it's too. It's not really profitable, like you were saying.
Not
It's also
really.
very
I mean, it's not it's to I mean, I wouldn't
in
say
the
it's
sense that
not
you.
profitable, but for me, I just want to trade mostly one. I still trade gold with the SCR rejection scale. I mean, literally, I will say find whatever works for you. There are people who trade 5 instruments and they're doing
Yeah,
good at it.
one thing is certain strategies will probably just keep you break even. On, that's what I'm trying to say.
I
Of
mean,
course, there are
yeah,
strategies. Yeah. Of course, there are strategies which you could do good with gold. But I think with like gold, for example, I think it's best to just trade from those heavy zones. Like right now, where it is so obvious that it's gonna just drop.
why is it obvious that it's going to drop?
Like we are, like, think about it, we're right at the highs, so it
But
has
what
to
the-
drop.
why does that mean it has to drop?
Of course, like of course it could go up. I'm just saying in the very near term, it's gonna drop. Like from many, it's quite obvious. Like just
See,
looking at
if
the
you just, I mean, what I would ask you is, can you show why? Because anytime somebody tried to sell gold at this,
what's it, especially if it's been bullish for quite some time, and it's gonna have to drop because after what Friday did, and when Friday was, it should have dropped. Of course, that doesn't mean it has to. It's gonna come around that area. That's just quite obvious. Also, remember the range. You have to look. We have to look at. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, if your analysis shows that, then right, yeah.
yeah,
I mean, I haven't looked again. I haven't
yeah.
traded gold in a
From
couple
what
of
I've
weeks.
yeah, from what I've back tested, that's what I've seen. Especially with things like gold, that weekly range, it works. It does work well, but you need to catch it on the right moment. Obviously, like what you were saying, it could obviously go higher, and obviously, right now, if you enter with a big lot, of course, that's not really right, is it? It's not a strategy. From what I've seen, especially with that weekly range, um, it's pretty good because remember, gold has just been going even on Monday, Tuesday. It's today Wednesday, isn't it? Yeah,
Mhm.
and that weekly range. So it's probably created the weekly higher rate. So I think now we should see it. But of course, we've got FOMC, so we still have to. The other thing is that FOMC can do the move. So yeah, this one's good. Uh, I haven't checked US. I think US 30 might go up. I have to check it later. From what I saw yesterday, uh, I'll have to check US 30 actually later.
All right. Might need to call it a day because I really do not see anything. So maybe the afternoon session will have more entries. Because the only entry that we can get here, so price is definitely in a range. So the only entry we can get is this cell that's right here, um, an order block rejection scalp. Again, the win rate for them is not high, so I wouldn't even take it as an official trade. Um, but that's the only one, but that's only assuming that we have power to break through and the entry. So let's see. It is possible. So I'll stay on for till maybe 10:45 or 11 and see if that comes up. So that is literally the only thing that can come up. If we do break above the current range as is, we might, let me see. Yeah, we might print a 15-minute buy SAR. So the last time we printed a 15-minute buy SAR was during um, the new day open yesterday. So that was what about 15 hours ago. So we are bound to print a new 15-minute rejection buy. So for the SARs, they normally start printing from the lowest to the highest. So we are overdue for a 15-minute one. If it doesn't print before FOMC, that will be the first one to get printed during FOMC. Of course, we have the 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, but I do not trade those SARs because they're not as reliable as the higher ones. So yeah, so I'll stick around for maybe another 15 minutes. Um, and let's see if we get this sell entry here. Currently also for the EMAs, so long as price, so with the zones on, you can see where all the EMAs are. There's no supply or demand area. So there's no even need to look at the EMA entries based off of where price is at. But you can see price is above all these EMAs. It's above the hourly EMA 1, 30-minute EMA 1, 15-minute EMA 2. So price is kind of bullish right now. But since we're in a range, like price can easily come back down. But I wouldn't be looking to take any buy entries because the only buy entry for the EMAs here are these two EMAs, 15-minute EMA 2, 15-minute EMA 1 that haven't been retested. So if we had like a demand zone here, like a green zone here, I would be looking to take those trades, but unfortunately, there's none of that. So the only one we can, or the only one I can take is this order block rejection, but I don't even know if price is going to get back up there. So at 10:45, I'll just call it a day. Or call it a day for the morning session, and then I'll be looking to trade the afternoon session. All right. So that will be it for today. Unfortunately, no trades for the day, no official trades. I just have that win from earlier, from a little bit during market open, and this was to be expected, right? With the FOMC release today, you just expect a bunch of consolidation. So even right now, liquidity will probably die in the market, and price starts to trend in one direction from like 12 noon. So that's, that was to be expected as we saw yesterday. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow we'll have a live session as well. It's weird. The week we have live sessions back to back. We really don't get trade setups. Yeah, but we'll have a live session tomorrow, and then hopefully we do find anything. We do find something. I don't know if I'll do the FOMC. Let me see. Let me think about it. I might decide to do the FOMC stream later on. So for this rejection scalp, so just remember, I do them between 9:30 to 11 a.m. Eastern time, and between 1:30 to 3 p.m. Eastern time. Those are just my times of trading. It doesn't have to be like that for everybody. But for the rejection scalp, you definitely need periods of volatility and directional movement in price. But other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow. If I do decide to stream for FOMC later on today, I will send that